A new year means new TV shows and miniseries will be heading your way, so let's take a look at what you can expect. I'm an avid TV watcher and a bunch of new shows will be heading your way in 2018, but which ones should you be looking out for? Well, I rounded up a list of 10 that I know I'm super excited for, so let's kick things off with the spin-off of the hit ABC comedy Blackish.
When you come home this weekend, can we watch The Breakfast Club together?
I'm not coming home this weekend.
Grownish sends Yara Shahidi's Zoe off to college where she thinks she'll be a hotshot on campus. She quickly learns she may have a little more growing up to do.
The one thing I didn't know about college that I'd never admit to my dad or anybody else was that in all actuality, I would soon discover that I didn't know anything.
The show also stars Trevor Jackson, Chloe and Halle, Jordan Buhat, Emily Arlook, Lucas Sabat, Francia Raisa, Chris Parnell, and Dion Cole. It will premiere on Freeform January 3rd with back-to-back episodes. Next on my list is Rise, starring Moana breakout Auli'i Cravalho and How I Met Your Mother's Josh Radnor. Now, I was a big fan of Parenthood and Friday Night Lights, so what do you get if you take those two shows and mash them up with a performing arts school? You get Rise from the same executive producer Jason Katims. Now he's teaming up with Hamilton producer Jeffrey Seller to tell the story of Lou Mazzucchelli, who takes over a school's lackluster theater department. So it's basically like Friday Night Lights meets Glee.
I have this vision that Stanton High School could be different. I believe it can be.
You're leaving me, you didn't tell me?
I have an idea. I'd just like you to give it a chance.
This is high school.
The show also stars Marley Shelton, Rosie Perez, Shannon Purser, and a cast of talented rising stars, and it is set to premiere March 13th at 10 p.m. on NBC. Now, Marvel and DC will be offering a few new shows in 2018. One of those is Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, which will be making its way to Freeform starring Olivia Holt and Aubrey Joseph. The show will follow Tandy Bowen and Tyrone Johnson, who come from very different backgrounds, but find common ground when they awaken to newly acquired superpowers that are mysteriously linked to one another. The first season will consist of 10 episodes, and while there is no release date just yet, it is expected in the first half of 2018. DC's latest addition to the CW is Black Lightning, which tells the story of superhero Jefferson Pierce. He has electricity powers, but retired his cape, and now he's a father of 2 and a principal at a charter school. 9 years after hanging up that cape, he is forced to suit back up after his daughters Anissa and Jennifer and the community are treated to Tobias Whale's 100 gang. The show stars Cress Williams, Christine Adams, Nafessa Williams, China Ann McClain, and Marvin Jones III. It will be paired up with The Flash on the CW and will premiere January 16th at 9 p.m. If superheroes aren't your thing, maybe a miniseries based on a true story will pique your interest. Waco stars Taylor Kitsch as cult leader David Koresh, and it follows the 51-day standoff he, his followers, and the FBI engaged in, which ended in tragedy and the death of over 70 people, including children, on April 19, 1993.
The more you push them, the more they think it is a test of their faith.
Get on the ground now! Please stop! There are women and children in here!
In addition to Kitsch, the show features an all-star cast, and the 6-part miniseries is set to premiere January 24th on the new Paramount Network. Another show that will be sure to keep you on the edge of your seat is 911. Now, it's the latest product of Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk, and Fox, and explores the fast-paced lives of first responders, including cops, paramedics, and firefighters.
It'd be hard being a first responder.
The only way to survive the job is to find a way to cope with the ones you lose. But in those moments, when you actually save someone, there is no better feeling in the world.
The show stars Ryan Murphy favorites Connie Britton and Angela Bassett, as well as Peter Krause, and is set to premiere January 3rd at 9. Now, I won't lie to you, I am a sucker for a Lifetime show. Its latest offering that I am sure I will be glued to the TV for is the psychological thriller You, which is based on the best-selling novel of the same name. You is described as a 21st century love story about an obsessive, brilliant bookstore manager named Joe Goldberg who uses hyperconnectivity of today's technology to make the woman of his dreams, an aspiring writer named Beck, fall in love with him. Penn Badgley and Elizabeth Lale star as Joe and Beck, and the show also stars Shay Mitchell and John Stamos in a recurring capacity. It's set for a 2018 release on Lifetime. Another limited series based on a dark novel is Sharp Objects from Gillian Flynn. The story follows reporter Camille Preaker, who has just finished a brief stay at a psychiatric hospital. She returns to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. She ends up back in her childhood home under the critical eye of Adora, and she's forced to confront personal demons, including her spoiled half-sister Amma. The show stars Amy Adams as Camille, Patricia Clarkson as Adora, and Elizabeth Scanlon as Amma. It also features IT breakout star Sophia Lillis as young Camille. It's expected to premiere on HBO in the summer of 2018. The last 2 shows on my list are offerings from Netflix. The first is Insatiable, an hour-long dark comedy which was actually originally filmed as a pilot for the CW. After they passed, Netflix snatched it up, giving it a 13-episode order. The show stars Debbie Ryan as a bullied teen who enters the world of beauty pageants to exact revenge on her tormentors. The show also stars Dallas Roberts, Alyssa Milano, Christopher Gorham, and Aaron Westbrook. The show is currently filming in Atlanta and is eyeing a 2018 release. Before I get to the final show on my list, a few honorable mentions. We have the live-action Titans starring Brenton Thwaites as Robin, which will be on DC's new streaming platform sometime in 2018. There is also Hulu's Stephen King series Castle Rock, starring Andre Holland, Sissy Spacek, and Bill Skarsgård. The final show on my list is Maniac, which kind of continues the trend of A-list movie stars moving over to television, or in this case, Netflix. It reunites Emma Stone and Jonah Hill in the remake of the Norwegian dark comedy series that tells the story of an institutionalized man who lives a fantasy life in his dreams. Stone plays a fellow patient. Maniac is expected to premiere in 2018 and also stars Justin Theroux and Jemima Kirk. So that wraps up my list of 10 of the TV shows and miniseries that I know I am excited for in 2018. Are there any on my list that would also be on your list? Is there any show that wasn't on my list that you've heard of that you are excited for? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and then click right over here to revisit some of the shows we lost in 2017 that made way for these new shows. Or you can check out some 2018 movie previews. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. I'm Lisa. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have a great day.